Do you live in the US and want fast, fresh and tasty meals without the hassle of shopping or all that hard work preparation? Well, don't you worry, as a lazy man, I've got you covered. Try America's #1 meal kit service, HelloFresh, and get yourself fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered direct to your door. So why not eat well, stay healthy, and avoid the cost of regular takeout by trying HelloFresh? Just click the link in the description below for a special limited time discount and free shipping as well. Enjoy. Well, it's been a boring but very important couple of weeks here in this Build a Nation story as we begin to move this club and its employees over towards professional terms. But today, there are more important issues in hand. If we can win our Champions League second qualifier, we have guaranteed European group stage football and the club financially will go from strength to strength. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 91 of Lifting Spirits with me, Daniel. We are back today and there are some weird news items to go through. We've got a big Champions League qualifier, we've got transfer news, both good and bad, and we've also got some surprising news too. But first of all, this game is the most important of our season. If we get through Maribor, we have group stage football, we have the £2.5 million or more that comes with it, and we have the opportunity to push on. It's a pretty even game on paper because they've got probably a bigger reputation. We've got the better European seeding now, and there's also probably 5 or 6 good young players there, despite it not being a loaded league. So it's going to be an interesting tie. I'm thinking we are probably just favourites, but we've still not got a striker in for pretty bizarre reasons. Duncan McKenzie is still away on international duty, so we're a little bit light. If you're looking forward to this episode, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. We've got a lot of transfer news to get through first, so let's go and start with that, because we were here in the last episode looking at a lot of players potentially coming in. Most of them have rejected us. The left winger chose a big Premier League club, I think it was Southampton in the end. We also saw, most importantly, Victor Akumu reject us for Barnsley, so he moves on and we don't get him back again. We've also got a bit of an incident up front because I could break the bank here and get Rui Hartman on loan, and I could have had him in for today, which would have probably helped us in our way. But I want to try and focus where possible on permanent players who can make the difference. And for me, Morris Simpson is more of an opportunity to do that. Hartman could come on loan again. He'll do well. He's at Burnley now, having left Brighton, and he'll score a goal a game. But will he be a striker that we can then have again in a year's time? Probably not. So we've gone for this guy instead, who I'm hoping will come in. Morris Simpson is 110 grand, slightly different type of striker. Not quite as quick, not quite as electric in behind, but better in the air, a natural poacher, and still 4-star ability. He's a really good Irish footballer, got a great personality, determined, professional, he's got the lot. I feel like he could be a good fit for us, so I want to try and give that a go this year. Maybe moving forward, we'll have 2 or 3 good options. We're still trying to improve the coaching team. We're tying loads of staff and players down to new contracts on full-time terms. And of course, we've still got a couple of holes in the squad. If we go to the transfer history, nothing else in or out at the moment. So that means we've still not got a new right back. No replacement for Akumu, who rejected us. We've still not got that striker. Hopefully Simpson will solve it before our next tie. But there's a little bit of work to do. You can see a number of the contracts that we've offered out there. Most of them on 2, 3 or 4 year deals, which is the same for the staff as well. And if we have a look at the schedule, see what's happened since you were with me, we won the second leg against Punic really comfortably. We rested the whole team, gave the second string a run out. We had an own goal in our favour as well early doors. That just wrapped up the tie. And if you look at the squad, we managed to bring on the likes of Aitken, Hazeldine, McNichol, a few youngsters from the academy. And to be fair, they're not going to get through to first team level, bar Aitken. But it is good to see them getting game time. So at the moment, everything's looking pretty good. We've got a centre-half to come back and start. We still need a right-back, but at the very worst up front now, we're going to have Hartman on loan again for another year, which is not a disaster at all. I like the permanent option. I like to get players who we can make a profit on in the future. But for now, it is all about Maribor. A 2-legged tie, a great opportunity. Let me show you quickly what the other sides have got as well, though. Coleraine are not in action yet. They play Young Boys of Switzerland in the Europa League second qualifier. I think they'll be dropping straight down to the Conference League. They're not going to win that one, are they? If they do, one hell of an effort. For us, Larne and Linfield is a very different story. And in fact, I'll just go down and show you the Conference League because Larne and Linfield both got through. Larne now face a side from Azerbaijan, and Linfield have got an opponent from the Czech Republic who aren't one of the strongest in the nation, so that one could probably go either way. But the sides in this nation are improving. There's more transfer work being done. Larne are bringing in good players. You can see here, 3-star ability Scottish midfielder, former youth international, loads of experience in the EFL. This is just the standard squad player that they're bringing in now. And us three are all so similarly matched at the top. It is probably going to come down to what European football we've got. You can see former players like Kyle McClelland has gone back to Warren Point. That's the team that's just come up to this division. And they're signing players who were first team here, 18 months ago? I mean, it is a stronger league than we were used to. And that's why there's not going to be as many pushover results. But for now, let's go and get into the Maribor game. 2 massive matches, a decisive one. If we can wrap up group stage football now, it just makes things a lot easier. So we're going to go and get into the first half. One of those youngsters we've got to close down and see what 11 we can put out today. I think this is going to be pretty interesting. Nearly 8,000 fans in. Maribor used to have a couple of great youngsters in FM about 08-09 many years ago. If we have a look at the team we've put out today, I think it's the same as we played in the first leg of the first qualifying round last episode. We've not got a new striker in, so McElhatton stays up front. The rest of it I've stuck to what we had. It means Neil Kane is in goal. Wilson and Williams the fullbacks with Goss and Jones as centre-half. Still waiting for Mackenzie to come back for this one. Whitehall and Daly the midfield 2. Lennon in the number 10 with Puarte and Parry either side. And then Jonathan McElhatton up front. Of course, Morgan Griffiths unfortunate. Played really well last time. Didn't deserve to be dropped. But Whitehall is that bit more solid defensively. And I want to have that cover for this game. So we're going to get into it. The away leg is crucial. We'll start positive, but I might drop if we need to. Let's just make sure we avoid defeat, and we'll try and get the job done at home. Hopefully they're going to be weaker than we're expecting. You never know when it's an unplayable league, but they have got a few real players, and that could pose a big issue for us. Well, the voice is going already, and we haven't even started the tie yet. And again, non-playable league, so only the 5 outfield subs. But let's go and get through the dressing room. Let's play our natural game. Fingers crossed we can get on the front foot. I know they've got 5 or 6 good players, but they are all very young. They're regens from 3, 4, 5 years ago. Much better attendance. You can see it's a far more reputable club. Fans are in. They're used to playing in European competitions, and they're giving a little bit of an audience here. As we go into the first half with the touchline tablet causing the usual trouble. Let's see how we get on in this one. Maribor have had the first shot. We've had most of the possession, but arguably it's been a very quiet game so far. As Marinsek throws in, we'll keep an eye on it and see if we have to drop to balance, but for now, I'm feeling fairly comfortable. As Marinsek picks it up on the left, I might change my mind in a minute. Brick there is the star man. He's the number 10. He's a Slovenian senior international at 19. It's out to the left-hand side to Kos. He cuts in from the left here. You can see they're a better football team already. They've got more attacking intent. Maybe being at home second will help us, but Petrovic, oh, it's a great effort. Off the post from 30 yards. Neil Kane was beaten, but we get away with it. 20 minutes, no shots for us, and we're starting to look like one of those away teams with no ambition. I'm going to encourage the lads, try and get them on the front foot. Maybe just lacking confidence, thinking they might have steamrolled this lot. And playing in front of a big crowd, obviously, is unique for this team as well. As Petrovic goes back to Fasford. We might have to drop to balanced here because we're getting overrun a bit. This is a bigger level of opposition than I expected. Daly makes the challenge. He's given a penalty. One of those bizarre ones where the highlight didn't finish. And now we need Neil Kane. Kos will step up left-footed. Oh, he got the right way as well. Got a hand to it and didn't stop it. Kos scores. It is 1-0 to Maribor. I'm going to drop to balanced. We've got to see this out to half-time. Because at the moment we're getting outdone. And now we've lost a man to injury as well. So Mpardi will come on for Puarte on the right. We'll just try and get that one done. We've got 10 minutes to the break. We're still 1-0 down. And we're yet to have a shot on target. We knew this wasn't going to be an easy game. But I did think we'd edge it overall. What we've got to hope is that they're awful away from home and unambitious, as so many sides are. I'm not best pleased with this performance. So let's pump the fist. There's more to come. There's not really a reaction. There's nerves. We're missing that cutting edge up front again. and we've still not got the right back. So it's not really a time to be weak in defence and up front, is it? We've had a shot on target now, but Jones has picked up a knock. That means we're a centre-half down as well. Kean will come on for him, but it means we'll only have one sub-break left. So I've got to think carefully here. Can we bring anyone else off? I'm looking at Lennon, who's struggling. Whitehall as well. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'll drop Lennon into midfield. Him and Daly will go like that. And then I'll take Whitehall off for Griffiths, who's a bit more aggressive in that role. What we're really missing is a good sub-striker, but I could have had Hartman. The problem is I want to get the permanent fixes. And even if that harms us in the short term, I still feel it will be worth it. And Pardy's on a yellow. He's not playing great. And although we've stemmed the tide a bit, we've not really got an attacking threat now. And with 10 minutes to go, this game is getting away from us. And I don't really have a way back into it. I'm going to chuck Varma on as a sort of traditional winger. He'll replace Ben Parry, who's been poor. McElhatton's had a stinker, but all I've got is the youngster David Aitken. Do I throw him on? I'm going to do it. He's only half a star worse now. He's a different type of player. And playing that bit deeper, maybe we'll find a moment of magic. We're going to go back to positive. We're going to try and shock them late on. But 1-0 leaves us with a lot of work to do. We are behind after the first leg in Slovenia. Not a thriller by any means, but they did their job. Now we need them to be cautious, try and hang on to that lead in the second leg, and fingers crossed we can then take advantage. In the meantime, before we're back next week, we'll keep an eye on Larne and Linfield because their results are going to be very important to us. But it's a disappointing night for Distillery in Slovenia, and there's a lot of work left to be done. Back in a moment for the second leg and to see how the other sides have got on. Was some very big news in the last week, away from Distillery in particular. Northern Ireland's manager, Quique Sanchez Flores, has left at the end of the Euro 2032. We are going to apply for it. It's the one thing we never got to do in the Bangor save, as they just have manager stuck there forever. So we are going to take our chance at the national job now. Might be the right time for it, as we've now turned pro. The other news since you were last with me is that we have got another addition to the team. Rui Hartman will not be coming in because Maurice Simpson is our new centre forward. He arrives for 110 grand from Bohemians. He is a good striker. He's fit. He's 6 foot and he's got the full package. So he's actually as quick as McElhatton anyway, and Wilson prior to him. He's just got the better ability in the air as well, which may give us a few more goals. So we'll try and get him into prominent positions from set pieces, see if he can do well. We've also today, albeit not got this guy registered in time, we have got Duncan McKenzie back, who can make his debut. We've no Tomindo Puarte, who got injured in the last game. Neil Kane is touch and go. And perhaps more worryingly than that, if we go down to the Europa Conference, Coleraine out in the Europa League. They're 3 down already. In the Europa Conference, the biggest worry, not Larne, who are through comfortably, but Linfield 1-0 down in the first leg. They're probably just about favourites at home, a bit like us, but a very similar job to be done. So let's get through the tactical meeting. It is the same start to close down. We will definitely be positive at home. We will definitely be front-footed in this tie. We are going to go on the right wing for Jaffet and Pardy, of course, who is the only real option there. McKenzie will replace him in the squad, and he will also start at the expense of Harley Jones. He is a right footer, despite the fact he can play at left back. Don't be fooled by that. And he's apparently better as a stopper than he is as a cover, but he is quicker than Goss, so we're going to play him in the cover role for now. He was in the best 11 for the under-19 Euro, so he's clearly got some pedigree. I just don't know if this is strong enough for now. McElhatton has had a poor start here, and in fact, I'm going to have a chat with him about his performance. We're going to warn him, criticise his last game. He squandered a lot of chances. We need more. If we get through this, Maurice Simpson comes in, he can do the trick. But for now, we're relying on virtually the same team. It is Mpardi in on the right wing, which is enforced due to the injury to Puarte. And at centre-half, it is McKenzie back after international duty. He replaces Harley Jones, who again was struggling for fitness anyway after his knock last week. Neil Kane's just about made it. We're going to get into the second leg. We've got a 1-0 deficit to overturn. And if we go out in this one, we've got to win a tie in one of the other 2 qualifiers. Let's go and see if we can get through it, or are we going to drop down to the Europa League? Well, again, just the 6 subs for Maribor, but didn't make any difference given their first 11 last time. Looks like they've gone a bit more defensive. Brick, the star man, is up front now rather than as a 10. I presume that's because they've got rid of the attacking midfielder. Let's see what they've gone for. Yeah, so they're basically going to hold in midfielder instead, and Brick is up front on his own. Let's go and get through the dressing room. Into the first half we go. We have got to get a goal back early, or this could become a very tense night. Let's get into the first half of the second leg and see if by half time we can pull this tie back in our favour. Not going to be an easy one this, but a Champions League place that we're craving, it depends on it. And of course, for each competition up we can qualify for, more money comes into this football club. Well, instead, it's been a very quiet 10 minutes. We've had one shot on target, which we've not seen in a highlight, but we are on the front foot here with Williams. Great run, puts it wide at the post. Not really the most composed play that, wasn't looking for the options, but instead, he puts it wide at the post. Maribor, not really showing any attacking intent, but we've discussed this before, haven't we? Maribor don't need to in this tie. We've got to break them down. It's our job. They did their bit in the first leg at home, as Parry gets the ball on the right. Good challenge, intercepts it, but it's back to Parry again. He has support, goes back to Wilson, and starts again with Daly to Goss. We are trying to integrate a couple of new players, and of course, the changes haven't helped, but this one might be good. And Pardy across the box. Mukul is offside. And it's the same old issue, isn't it? Where you can't do that work early in the summer. It just leaves you a little bit short in these first qualifiers. But even if we do drop to the Europa League now, we've got Simpson coming in for the next qualifier, and I hope he'll make a big difference up front. It's just about getting a right back too. With 10 minutes to the break, it is 1-0 to Maribor on aggregate. They've shown nothing going forward by that one shot we just saw. But neither have we really. We've had one or two chances. We've not really pushed the boat out. And I'd hasten to say we don't really look like scoring. So I'm going to point the finger. I'm going to say show me something else, because this is our Champions League place on the line. And although we might not have the most quality in the world, I'd like us to at least give it a go. And with an hour gone, we are struggling to get into it. So I'm going to go and make changes. Varma is one of many to have signed new contracts. He'll replace Parry. I'm looking further back. Neil Daly's on a yellow. No point taking a risk. Griffith's on for him. Lennon drops back. At right back, we've got an anxious Wilson. He'll be replaced by maybe Kean, because I'm going to have to bring a centre-half on as well. Mackenzie's really struggling. So I'm going to go Bobby Harvey, and I'm going to go Kean at centre-half. One more sub if we need to unlock the door. I don't know who to go for here. Half an hour remaining. We have got to find a goal. And at the moment, Maribor are just sitting their way back into a 1-0 win on aggregate. And we can't do anything about it. Lennon's struggling physically now. He's going to have to come off. Let's bring on Sean Daniels, because do you know what? At least he can take a free kick. At least he's been at this club a long time. He knows what it means. He's got some bite about him. It's happened straight after. Oh, no, it hasn't. The fifth sub hadn't been made. We're all right. But we've now got a crisis on the right wing. Jaffet and Pardy is off injured as well. It's going to have to be McElhatton out there and 17-year-old David Aitken up front. This is the problem at the minute with the squad depth, but it gives us an opportunity with 11 on the pitch. We might go attacking with a few to go. We've been the better side. We've not really got anything to show for it, have we? There's 5 to go. We're going attacking. But are we going to get the chance? As Lennon puts the corner in, up goes Kean, it's headed away. And now there's going to be gaps at the back. Petrovic didn't even try to go forward. Laid it sideways. They're running down the clock. And look at them. Koss brings it down the left. Just goes backwards. It's professional. It's measured. It's well played. If they hold on for 2 more minutes, it's a great job well done from Maribor. And we know exactly what the problem is. As they go in, great save Kane. That would have been game over. But the problem we've got is very simple. We do not have a centre forward who can score goals. We've got one at the club who we can't register. We've still not improved that right wing, either at right back or right of midfield. It's just been a little bit too early for us. The header goes wide from Maribor, 1 minute plus stoppages, and I think we're bowing out. It's not been a pretty performance. We've been the better team without really threatening. And Lisburn Distillery dropped down to the Europa League. It wasn't a thriller. It was the same problem that cost us last year. But we just can't get those players in early enough. And yes, we could have got Hartman in on loan for this tie. It might have made the difference. But then he would have been a backup on the biggest ever wage. So it wouldn't have made sense. We're moving forward in the right direction. Most of these players have turned pro this week. But we are out the Champions League. And now the pressure is well and truly on. Let's go and see how the other sides get on tomorrow, and then we'll decide when we're going to be back, depending on who we're facing in the Europa League qualifier. Well, I think this might qualify as a bit of a disaster across the board, because Coleraine, albeit got a very good home win, are out on aggregate. In the Conference League, you don't want to see what happened to Linfield. They've benefited from having the friendlier draw, like we've got in previous years. They lost 4-0 at home, and Martin got sent off in a second minute to halt any chance of a comeback. Larne did win 3-0 away. They stay in the groove, and hopefully they'll be able to move forward. But a big blow for Linfield, a big blow for Northern Ireland. And with us dropping down to the Europa League, there is less chance of us making the group stages. And it's not an easy draw either, because we are playing Cluj of Romania, a side that have got European history, similar to Maribor, a good side with a bigger reputation, a number of good players in there as well. So we are going to have to come back for that. I knew at the start this would be our longest season ever, but we have got to find a way to get through. We will be able to mercifully register Simpson for that one, so we will have a goal threat at the very least. If you're looking forward to it, seeing if we can reach the group stages and hopefully try and make up for the lost coefficient points with Linfield, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Of course, our job to win the title has just got harder because Linfield are now going to miss out on Thursday night football. They're going to be the ones that have played 6-7 more league games, and we're going to have the congestion. So it looks like we might not be favourites for the domestic title. Larne are improving more than anyone. This is going to be a tricky year, I think, but we've turned pro, we've got things in the right direction. We've just got to keep the faith. If you want to stay up to date and find out if we can secure group stage football at a second time of asking, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back in a couple of days' time for that one, but beforehand, we've got some big European action in the head coach for the first time. There's a transfer deadline day on the way there, as we started a brand new season yesterday. You can find that up in the eye above with the Twitch channel, the football podcast, and of course the blog story as well. But thank you very much for watching as always, for suffering my pain with me. It was never going to be an easy season, was it? But the way we went out there, really disappointing. I'll see you next time to find out if we bounce back.